Welcome to the NVIDIA Omniverse live stream. We have, as you can see, we have an all-star cast here today. We are hitting the limit with the max of participants we have, but it's for a great reason. We're going to be covering a super exciting and timely topic, advanced facial animations with OpenUSD and AI. And we are honored to have Reallusion's John Martin here with us today, as they just released an amazing app called AccuFACE and an update to Headshot called Headshot 2. We're going to go over all of that today. I was about to play some news announcements, but I think I have to do it at the end because my PowerPoint is giving me a problem right now. So stay tuned to the end. We'll go over some of the latest announcements, including for GTC. We'll cover that at the end. And I think after the live stream, my bet is that this is going to be a very lively hour. So we're probably going to head over to Discord afterwards. So if you don't get your question or you just want to chat afterwards with some of our guests, come over to the Omniverse Discord server. That's discord.gg/NVIDIA Omniverse. And you can unmute your mic, turn on your webcam if you like, and chat with us live. So we'll do that following this live stream in about an hour or so. But to kick things off, let's do a round. Let's see if we can go around the room exactly as we're on the screen. Who is next to me? But coffee-loving Jen. Jen, how are you today?
I haven't had coffee today, so I'm very just a little bit out of it. So yeah, but just chilling. But yeah. I'm here for the developers. I am your one and only developer advocate out of three.
Well, we are honored to have you here. Jen's going to show off sample repos in a second, so we'll circle back to her on that nice show and tell. Next to her is Richard. Welcome, my friend.
You're muted, Richard.
Sorry, there we go. The old double mute. There you go. Yeah, welcome. Thanks for having me again. And got a very full house today. Looks like Celebrity Squares in here,
It's awesome. We'll have to come up with some kind of game later. Thanks for joining us. Richard's going to do a little show and tell later of an interesting thing that was just recently announced. So we'll cover that in a second. Very honored to have Vanessa Rosa here, who is an incredible artist that's leveraging AI in her work. Hey, Vanessa.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Admar. It's always a pleasure talking with you and following up how especially audio to face, audio to gesture have been evolving. And I'm very interested in not only experimenting with these techniques, but really sharing with other artists and making it as accessible as possible. So people get excited with what are the new frontiers that can be done with AI. And
yeah, totally.
And adapt to this new world.
And you have actually been very busy in this area. You want to tell everybody kind of what your background is there?
Oh, wow. So I'm a Brazilian visual artist. I have quite a broad background in fine arts. So I do murals, like large-scale murals. I also created a publishing company with my family, and we do mostly children's books. And then from murals, I started working with laser cut stencils and got closer to algorithm art and working with generative artists. And then I was combining projection mapping with murals. And in the last few years, I started doing ceramics. So I can share my screen later. I don't know if we're already supposed to do a presentation or I can do it later, but I can just show this is a real ceramic of these characters that I call little Martians. That are kind of like stereotypes of futuristic humans, and then I started creating more of a story around them. But I was very excited to see that now it's quite easy to do 3D scans of real objects. So I could do 3D scans of my own sculptures and then use a variety of AI techniques to animate them. And audio to face, of course, played a key role in it. So I could make the text, create voices also with AI. I use a bunch of different service and models for that. And then I can just animate them directly with audio to face and trick a little bit more if needed. So this whole pipeline of going from physical sculptures back to realities is a little bit like stop motion, but way more seamlessness. It's way faster for sure. And also opens this whole new world of generative characters that people can interact directly with. So that's mostly of what I'm excited for. What are these new frontiers that we're just exploring now?
I think you said that perfectly. It is a whole new world and super exciting. And it's great to see the technology becoming so accessible to people. So we get to see all these new stories and viewpoints that a lot of us in the world have never seen before. So it's a very exciting time. And I'm also very excited next to you. Speaking of exciting, I have my colleague from NVIDIA, Janyan, here. Thank you for joining us today. Want
Hello,
to tell me
everyone.
about your background here at NVIDIA?
Yes, I'm a software engineering manager at NVIDIA, and I work with my team to build mostly video-based AI for NVIDIA. And we mostly deploy our technologies through NVIDIA Maxine, which is AI-based platform for real-time video communication and content creation. And some of our technologies were also deployed through Omniverse, like a live portrait, as well as a few other NVIDIA products. So
That's
back to
awesome.
Joy.
Thank you. We will dive into that in a few minutes because I think Maxine was one of the technologies that was leveraged by Reallusion when doing their own technology to bring AccuFACE to life. So super excited to talk about that in a minute. Another great guest over to your side there, Mr. Jay Salina from JS Films. Jay, it's always awesome to have you here. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm doing good. I'm just curious to see. I'm always learning when I'm in these things, so just hanging out.
And we'll post a link to Jay's channel. Jay posts amazing content on I think it looks like it's a daily basis now. But really really awesome creative walkthroughs and demos. And I think you had a pretty crazy video of the day showcasing multiple A6000s rendering a scene. I won't share some of the profanities here. You shared them on our private chat about your amazement about what you were seeing on the screen. But let's just say Jay was pretty impressed.
Yeah, yeah. It was $100,000 worth computer, and NVIDIA Omniverse was using all the GPUs, which just blew my mind.
It was crazy. Speaking of blowing your mind, we've got John Martin from Reallusion here. John, thank you so much for joining us today. It's always an awesome pleasure to have you here. Every time you come on and show your stuff off, we're just kind of blown away. So thank you for coming.
Pleasure is mine. It's great to be in a full house today. It feels good. Looking forward to a good conversation. I'm flanked by a lot of talent, so happy to talk about these tools, but really to talk about these folks here that are flexing those. So good company today. Thank you.
Of course. And why don't you tell me about your role at Reallusion?
So I am vice president of marketing at Reallusion. So that's a long way or a short way of saying I get to talk about all the really cool stuff and that's coming down the pipe, and those that create it with our user base. I've been with the company for 23 years. I've had a front seat to Reallusion's development and a chance to have a privilege to be a part of our product roadmap. And so NVIDIA has been a part of that long story, and we're happy to flip another page with AccuFACE and talk about that too. So another collaborative project that we'll get to speak of. So good, definitely a good road.
We're so excited to have you here in person. John actually provided a couple of great videos. We're going to play headshot one in just a second, and then we'll follow that with the AccuFACE as we get into that topic. But speaking of great faces, we've got Marcom 3D here. Hey, Marco.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Good, man. It's great to have you here. What time is it there?
It is 6:12 a.m. on a Thursday. So Jen, coffee. Yeah.
You win the award again, as always. I think you'll always win this award for being the most unfriendly time zone during a live stream because you're so hardcore and such a fan. You actually just produced a video, but you have tell me about your channel and what you do.
So primarily do a lot of Blender tutorials, Reallusion tutorials, and also Omniverse tutorials. I'm starting to dabble a lot more in the action graph at the moment. Oh boy, I'm talking about in Omniverse. So there'll be a lot of videos coming out from that soon. So just be prepared. But yeah, making a lot of animated short films, so on and so forth. What was the last one? I can't remember the last one. Oh, the last one was, hi, I'm John Holler from John Holler's Used Haulers. And if you need a hauler, you give me a hauler. John Holler's Used Haulers.
Classic.
Yeah, it was like kind of like a sci-fi ad. But yeah, I'm pumped to be with all you guys. Wow, some big names here.
Well, I'm going to have you here because you actually just produced a nice little peek at AccuFACE almost as soon as it was out. So we'll post a link for that in the chat, and I think we'll twist your arm a little bit, maybe show something off from your side in a minute. And next year, right, we have another amazing creator, none other than Damian Valentine, aka Darth Angelus, who is basically been working nearly single-handedly. He's got some help with actors, but doing Heir to the Empire as a cinematic series on YouTube. Thank you for coming, Darth.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always good to come on the show and chat with you guys, and it's nice to meet some fellow creators as well. I really enjoyed your work so much, but now I get to talk to you guys here, so I'm looking forward to this.
It's awesome. And so, what's the latest on your series? What episode? You're at 27 or something? What are you up to?
Yeah, I just finished 27 about a month ago. I'm working on the remaining 5 chapters of the book. So for those who don't know, Heir to the Empire is a Star Wars book that was published in 1991. And I've just been adapting each chapter one at a time into a series of animated videos. And
you are all leveraging some really cool tech. So can you run through some of the tech you use in your pipeline?
Yeah, so I use iClone to do the actual animation side of it. And initially, that's what I was using for rendering as well. But then Omniverse came along. I picked it up. I was lucky enough to get one of those early RTX cards. So that I thought this is what I want to transition to render it, because I like the photorealistic quality of Omniverse. So I incorporated that into my pipeline. And now I've picked up AccuFACE, which was something we're going to be talking about later.
Okay, awesome. All right, so before we dive into AccuFACE, I have got this quick video about Headshot 2. So, John, in a nutshell, what's this evolution of Headshot all about?
So today's theme, as part of this from Reallusion, is all about the advancements with character creation and animation, because we really do both sides of the coin. And so for this character creation side, a new update is Headshot 2. Headshot is a plugin for Character Creator. And in this plugin, it enables you to not only use, in one case, a single image to create a character, but now you can also bring in a 3D mesh, align points to that mesh, and then wrap that into a native 3D character inside Character Creator that adopts all those fine qualities of the animation for iClone, and then ultimately that USD pipeline on into USD Composer and Omniverse. So this has a path for better characters all the way to Omniverse. So that would be Headshot 2.
Very cool. Okay, so let's watch this video. This video is a few minutes long, so we'll be right back afterwards, and we'll dive into some of the technology. We'll talk to Jinwan about how Maxine is used also. So let's watch this. We'll be right back. Very cool. Sorry to unmute myself.
So
but very
that gets
cool.
us a start.
Go ahead. Sorry.
That gets us. Thank you. That gets us a start on where our character creation enhancements are coming from with Headshot 2. So it makes it now to where you can use any 3D scan, whether it be from iPhone, whether it be something much more sophisticated, even partial head scans, and then all the tools of Character Creator will enable you to create not only that character but the full body as well. So even typical are just head scans or 3D models. Even you can go far beyond digital humans with Character Creator and Headshot 2. So that gives you a glimpse of where we're coming, where our new advancements are for character creation with Character Creator and Headshot 2. And then to accompany that release, we also have AccuFACE. AccuFACE is a brand new facial animation tool from Reallusion, and is really set to capitalize on some grand RTX technology together with the tools inside Reallusion's iClone to bring facial animation to life using videos pre-recorded or live. And so changes the game a bit and makes facial animation accessible for actors that are doing the performance live, or if you want to have something that's pre-performed and in the can, either is accessible now.
It's wild. And I want to also say that we hear this over and over again, how intuitive and easy your interface is to work with. And it seems very accessible, not that difficult. You might put Marco out of a job if you make your stuff too easy. So maybe throw in a couple challenges here and there. No. But I want to also welcome SNK.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Hey, SNK. I think you just got out of... welcome, and feel free to introduce yourself to everybody who might not know about your amazing channel.
Hi, this is Anselm. I have a YouTube channel. I run a channel called Ask NK, where we talk about stuff. We talk about lots of Reallusion stuffs as well. And yeah.
Well, I'm really glad to have you here as part of the discussion. So obviously, AI and technology has been, in the mainstream headlines pretty much on a daily beat now. I think it helped a lot in part by GPT, but it just seems like this is such a natural and productive way to help improve everybody's work, to leverage these technologies. And I'm very happy to have, as I said earlier, Jinwan here from the NVIDIA team to kind of talk about some of the underlying technology that kind of makes these things possible, along with great work from development teams like Reallusion to do their own technology. So leveraging some of what NVIDIA has, building their own stuff, and coming out with these great products like HeadFace 2, which we just saw, and then we'll see AccuFACE in a minute. Jinwan, can you tell us a little bit about how AI is leveraged in this way and what Maxine platform is all about?
Yeah, definitely. So as you just mentioned, in the old days, right, people need special expertise to create useful content for video, images, audio, 3D as such. And nowadays, with the help of AI, the world is democratizing the content creation for everyone. All significantly lower the bar, for content creation. So as John just demoed from Reallusion side, and he also mentioned that Reallusion is releasing an update to AccuFACE and iClone, and it actually integrates some of the NVIDIA AI technologies. For example, the video to face tracking, from NVIDIA Maxine. How this works is that you just need to hook up a camera. You don't need it's markerless. You don't need attach any markers on your face. Hook up a camera together with NVIDIA audio to face. Hook up the mic, and you can just perform your action in front of the camera. Read some scripts, do some facial animation, do some facial expressions, and the motion of your face will be accurately captured by blend shapes and the vertex displacements of the mesh, and can be then applied frame by frame to the mesh to create lifelike animation, and that is also in the way that you don't need to wear markers anymore. You can use your own face to drive any 3D avatar face as long as you have the mesh. Now, for example, if you want to, let Stephen Curry, right, to do an ad for you, you get his facial mesh, you get his avatar, you act out his expression, you read some ads content, and he will do that stuff. He will create. He will show up in the content view for you. So this all leverages on top of the audio to face, basically using AI to estimate what the displacement of the mesh from the audio signal, as well as NVIDIA Maxine's video to face, which basically analyze the expression of every video frame, input video frame, and estimate blend shape weights to drive the mesh at real time. So this is an example. Overall, I think from NVIDIA's perspective, we want significantly lower the content creation bar. We want to democratize content creation by leveraging AI. Another example, some of you guys may already seen online, is NVIDIA's live portrait. This technology doesn't even need you to provide a 3D mesh. You can create an animation by using 2D portrait photo. For example, if you have, like I just said, if you want to create an as video, by leveraging Stephen Curry, right, a famous basketball athlete, you can capture his face portrait, and you can drive his face, using just this, using use a common webcam, and by using just this static photo without any 3D information, you can use AI-based live portrait to create lifelike animation as well. Others, we have also other NVIDIA technologies like full 3D body tracking. We may be collaborating with Reallusion as well to create full body animation too in the future. So just a note to everyone. So a few days ago, actually, NVIDIA Maxine released a significant update to all these AI technology, including live portrait, video to face tracking, eye contact, which helps you to, make your eyes more engaged with your audience. As such, if you are interested, I encourage you to request early access from NVIDIA Maxine's website. And more to come. Thank you.
That's great. That's a great explanation, overview. And I believe our friend HQ Amelia has just been posting those links in real time. So you have the Maxine stuff there. But really fascinating story. I think obviously what tells a story the best, I feel like, is when creators are actually using technology, and when companies like Reallusion are packaging in this and adding in their own magic to make it work for these amazing workflows. Marco, so you actually dived into AccuFACE pretty quickly, beard and all. It still worked. What was your initial kind of experience using it?
Yes. So it was great. I still haven't had a shave though, because it came out only a week ago, John. Less. It's like 3 days, 4 days.
That's right. Yeah.
And like I saw it on LinkedIn, I was like, bam, getting it. And like so far so good. I'm actually really happy with how it's looking. I will share screen. Let's do it live. You know what I'm like.
Go for it, man.
Entire screen. That one there. Share.
All right.
However, you have to remember, I do have a beard. I'm going to turn an external light on. But yeah, you can kind of see how it's tracking. Oop. I can't see my...
Looks good.
But I'm really happy with the jaw still needs a bit of work. That's because I've got a beard. And another thing as well with the testing, apparently with Australians, our lips are not as pink. Not as red. So there's that line of distinction between the top lip there, especially with the beard. But overall, like the wrinkle map that Character Creator 4 has is gorgeous. Like, I can't see.
It's crazy. It really is impressive. And it's all real time. It's instant. Crazy.
All right, don't drink and do that at the same time. But yeah, it's just more calibration. Once I have that shave and even lighting, you see I'm kind of like orange here, blue here, bright white down here. Oh man, this is going to get better and better. And the workflows, so if I zoom out as well, which I really wish I had this, probably about 3 weeks ago when I was doing all the animation for upcoming web series. But yeah, I'm liking it. John, well done.
So this
Likewise.
shaves a lot of time off your process.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is why these tools exist. Especially something like Character Creator, and I always explain this whenever I'm doing a live stream, is that for me to create a character like this, I'm looking at 30, 40 hours easy. Where, you get Character Creator, I can smash one out in like 15 minutes. So, that time saved, effort input is just ridiculous. And just being able to, I know Reallusion's been working with a lot of connectors. So you've got like the Omniverse connector. Jay-Z, I know you're using the JS. I know you're using the Unreal connector. It's like, you guys are doing fantastic stuff. And John, thank you. You make me happy, buddy.
Likewise. Now, we're only as strong as what you guys are making. That's for sure. So that's right back at you as far as that goes. And it's a triangle because NVIDIA is a huge part of that as well. So kudos right back to the developer program that we've been benefiting from for quite some time. So it's excellent. And as you guys know, being followers of Reallusion, or even if you're new to it, we're kind of passionate about keeping these products rolling and updating. So definitely stay tuned. And we have a community of folks that are also as crazy as we are and like to create good videos and content to show you kind of what these advancements are doing and what it all means when you put it all together. Because we're kind of building a grand puzzle, and each piece at a time here together, and so it's fun to see it come together and then how everybody is applying that, for certain. But we are bolstered and certainly given some speed to development with technologies, from the gang at NVIDIA as well. So it's a great symbiosis, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. And let's take a look at that great video you guys. Now this one's a little shorter, 3 minutes long. Let's watch this. We'll come right back. And I'm really excited to hear from some of the other creators here how they plan to leverage this in their work. So here we go. We'll be right back.
There's a sale on it, Megamall. There's a sale on it, Megamall Incorporated.
For the first time in forever.
It's also in my previous videos, facial animations, and transfer it to this 3D character.
I don't know if I'll ever be who I wanted to be. I don't know if I'll ever be who I wanted to be. I just feel like the world passed me by.
恋とか愛とか私恋とか愛とか私には無縁だと思ってた。あなたといると安心する。こんな気持ち初めてなの。
AccuFACE es la tecnología de moca facial más poderosa de iClone. En el pasado, muchos moca requerían de equipos costosos y pesados que limitaban la producción.
Never let the performance of your computer impact the performance of your characters. Makes sense if you think about it. When's the last time you knew a good person named Steve?
Will always love you.
Well, hey there, sailor.
Hey there, sailor.
Hey there, sailor.
Oh. Hey there, sailor.
Was that flirting? Was that flirting?
I feel like the world just passed me by.
Every moment we wait is a moment the enemy grows stronger.
That was amazing. I think the thing that the whole time I'm watching that, there's like one word that's the whole way. It's like emotion. Like I feel like what this really does is really increase the level of emotion that you're seeing in all the characters. So it's some of the changes are subtle, but they're so clear though in a way that like it's like it looks so much more compelling. And the other thing is seeing the variety of the styles there. Everything from super ultra realistic to very cartoony, but it all and letting the actors perform in a way that can be matched on the screen, and also the fact that you can leverage different computers. It doesn't have to be a super high powered computer. Another thing is the UI. Again, the UI looks so simple and easy to use. So congratulations, really, what a fantastic application. So I'm excited. So Jay and Vanessa and Darth Angelus and Anselm and Marco, when you see this stuff, like what does it mean to you? Like how do you envision using this stuff in your own work?
So can I start or in order?
For it.
So first, I think it's going to be very exciting for storytelling. Like we can just use it to make movie production much faster, and also democratize it, have more people doing high-end 3D characters. Just like you can have a friend who is an actor and is just performing in front of a camera, and somewhere on the other side of the world is like using that for 3D animation. But at some point, like I see so much more potential than that. Like I think in a close future, just in a few years, these kind of technologies will be very common. And for example, instead of me like presenting here as myself with my face, I could have a digital identity in which not only like I wouldn't even be obliged to talk in English. Like my native language is Portuguese. Most people in my country do not speak well English. We have a lot of great professionals that they have a language barrier. So for them to get international jobs, it's harder. But imagine like a world in which you speak your native language, and then an AI transcribes it automatically and can speak even with your voice if you wish automatically. And then you have like this other digital appearance that people wouldn't know your gender, wouldn't know your nationality, they wouldn't know anything. They would just like know whatever you're saying. So in terms of democratizing or like changing the way we share information, and also the way we can even keep our privacy, it's fascinating. And at some point we're going to have like also just straight AIs doing the same, and a whole thing of like who is AI, who is not AI, like how to tell apart and like rights of AI, or like maybe like each person will have like several AIs working for them. So which is kind of what I like to play with. Imagine like instead of you putting yourself in the world to work, like you train hundreds of AIs to work for you, and they're all doing all sort of different things, and like then we have this like crazy interaction of worlds. So like that's I'm into sci-fi. I'm creating sci-fi stories, but honestly, I don't think that's so far ahead. I really don't.
I think you're right. I think you're right, and I love I love what you pointed out, and the fact that there are a lot of talented people all over the world who really aren't able to work globally. That we're gonna be able to experience their talent in the coming days. So that's super exciting. Jay, what do you how do you plan on leveraging this kind of work? And it does what does AI and kind of character work and animation mean for you?
Yeah, I just want to let you know that there's actually a video translator already that I was playing around with, and Portuguese was one of them. So I was like, it's pretty much like a video. You record it and it translated to a different language. Mind blowing stuff. But yeah, that's definitely here. But yeah, I mean, right now I've been kind of saying this for a while. I feel like as a creator, we're spoiled with all these technologies that are coming out, and honestly, just kind of like an advice, what's going to separate you now is really your storyline. You can have all these technologies that everybody has access to, but if you want to stand out, you're gonna have some good story, some good dialogue. But yeah, I think we're spoiled. We have all these amazing tech just in our fingertips. So I hope people use it, and I can't wait to see it, man. This is gonna open up like a whole new world of creatives and storytelling.
Yeah, good way to put it. And speaking of storytelling, so Darth, you also jumped right into AccuFACE into your workflow. I have a quick clip, unless you want to share something on your screen. I could play what you shared a little earlier with me.
Go with the clip because I'm not ready to share anything. I haven't got that set up.
Okay, so when you tell us before we watch it, tell us what you were doing here.
All right, so this was the day that the plugin was released, and I saw the trailer. I was blown away with it. This is the same trailer you showed a few minutes ago, and so I immediately downloaded the trial version, and the trial version has 10 uses to generate videos. So this was the last take that was available to me in the trials. So I've been playing around with it, and this is the one that I was really happy with, and I just put it up on YouTube to show this is some exciting new technology that I can't wait to use in Heir to the Empire.
Okay, and like I said, Darth, or aka Damien, is for the most part is a one-man show. So you can imagine the work that's typically involved in this. That looks like it will be decreased a little bit. So let's take a look at this quick clip.
Speeder bikes.
Sounds like they're off to the south. North, I don't hear anything from that direction.
They're probably going to try to surround us. Move units to the north and behind us.
If they haven't already, no reason we would have heard them with a big enough circle.
We might as well go straight up the middle. Call to them before they see us.
Like we were casual tourists out here with nothing to hide?
You have a better idea?
Yeah, not really. I suppose you're also going to want to do that roll switch thing Card suggested?
We're not going to be able to sneak or blast our way through. All that's left is a bluff, and the better a bluff it is, the better chance we've got.
I suppose so.
Very nice. So go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so what I was doing there was the dialogue had already been recorded some time ago. So I wasn't moving my mouth for that because I'd already done the Accu lips for that. So what I was doing is I just listened to the scene, had it playing here on my screen, and then I recorded myself on my phone because I didn't want to get too distracted by what's happening on the screen. So I could just hear it, and I was trying to react to the conversation the way I imagine those characters would do it. And it took me basically the length of the video twice because I had to do it 2 times for each character. And then I just brought it in. It took, I don't know, another 10 minutes or so to adjust the settings to get the performance right. And I was very happy with it. It's still a bit of a work in progress because I'm still working on my acting performance there for the scenes. Getting the timing right and everything, because I'm not used to doing that myself. Like, I'll do the voice work, but I'm not too worried about what my face is doing, so I have to work on that a little bit. So it's a work in progress, and my eyes don't quite move the way they should to line up with what's being said, but I'm going to keep working on it. And it's a huge time saver because this particular scene, I'd already done the facial animation, and I must have spent about a week on it, getting it just right. And there's a lot more to the scene as well beyond just that clip. So this I did in minutes. So that's going to be a huge time saver.
That's wild. Yeah, that's amazing. And I think it's a great example of what's possible with just a small team or just a solo person that literally was not technically feasible a short time ago. So I like Jay, I can't wait to see the content that comes out and the stories that are told from leveraging this technology. Islam, how do you feel about this? What are your initial thoughts?
All right. So I think it was a few weeks ago, I got a message from the Reallusion folks, like AccuFACE is coming. So I was able to be, relatively early to testing and using it. Phenomenally nice. Speaking of which, we are here in the university, because I teach in a university here in Guildford, London. We do have a set of courses. So for the MA, we decided to switch completely the whole motion capture and motion stuff. We switched completely to Reallusion, iClone, and Character Creator, because we teach, personally, I do teach the Synthespian course. And the Synthespian course is a very heavy course because it goes through like how you get to start creating characters with ZBrush, and then how you do your motion capture, and how you, retopple those characters, and then merge everything, do your quick rigs, match them together, and all the time we've always ended up in Motion Builder. So Motion Builder has been on my fingertips for at least maybe like 6 to 7 years now. But when we made this switch, everything became pretty quick. And so just like JS Films said, we are spoiled for choice at this point. They're like, the kids this time, they are super excited because in one afternoon, they can bang out 3 characters really quick, ship it over to iClone, and do some stuff. Now, we're not talking about AccuFACE. This is just these 2 tools combined. And AccuFACE was supposed to come in. In fact, it was added in AccuFACE wasn't added, but facial motion capture was added in the syllabus, or the things we were supposed to do this year. And what we were thinking about doing prior to AccuFACE was to, let me get this, was to use something like this, because we do have like a mount and stuff. So we do have a couple of these, and then we do the whole old-fashioned, you put this on your face, then you get some targets. But then you get to see AccuFACE. And so with AccuFACE, why would anyone want to do that? Of course, this has its own stay or its own place. But at this point, we are looking at moving completely from not doing this, but because we're just doing the whole Synthespian course, it's not final film in this small lab. And we are definitely going to be moving to the AccuFACE. The beautiful thing with the AccuFACE is it works with the whole Accu series of stuff, which is both with the AccuLeaps and also the AccuRig thing. So they can make their characters, and how we get to work around things now is they make the characters in Character Creator. We ship them to ZBrush where they do their assets and all that, ship those things back to Character Creator, ship directly from Character Creator over to Substance, where they get to do the texturing. And you can see like, it's just one, I kind of feel like Reallusion products are not talked about enough, because it's just a huge time saver. And this semester has been a very interesting one, a very enjoyable one, to be honest, because students are just very excited. Every week they're coming up with, oh, I think I want to make something like this. And I think I want to make this character something like that. And with AccuFACE, I think not just creating the character and sticking to non-dialogue motions or non-dialogue shots or non-dialogue stories. With AccuFACE, they can now actually achieve the whole idea of making their storytelling come to life. They can now they can now add voices, proper expressions, and alongside that with Rococo, they can add some motions and get things working. So it's a perfect win for us. And I think there was no better time than now that this has been released. and I'm super excited about it. I'm actually even more excited than the people that released this thing because it's saving me so much time. Like you can't imagine how much time it's saving. It's saving me so much time. We're no longer going to be doing things like rosters for who would use the lab when. At this point, people would just use their cameras, use their phones, record their stuff. And we're looking at purchasing a couple of licenses for the AccuFACE. And yeah, that was my initial happiness about it, and I'm still super excited about it. And I'm hoping for more products to come out to sort of make my life easier in a sense.
That's awesome. It's true, John. I feel like you're gonna have a tough time keeping up with all the content, all these new stories you're gonna have to.
Absolutely. No, this is great. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. That's awesome, Ask AK. Appreciate it.
And so, Marco,
one thing about the.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to underscore one thing about the power of the two technologies underlying with what we do from NVIDIA to our character or to our tools is that certainly with facial animation and those things, on top of that is the power to create the kind of characters that you want. And develop that, whether it be stylistic or digital human or what. Everybody that creates with our tools finds a path where it's like, this is the style I like. And so whether it's their custom content that they brought in or whether it's a derivative of content that they've created from inside our tools, I think that's one thing that shines through is that or you might be someone who just needs something off the shelf, right? To start, I need a character in a scene now, right? So it's kind of like however you want to create it fits those those aspirations, and I think everybody here exemplifies that pretty well from what I've seen from these folks.
Yeah, it sounds like we need another lip sync competition from Reallusion, I think is what you're trying to say.
I think you're right. I think you just started it, and I'll be the first to second. So let's see where we can get that.
And by the way, was that Enoch's real voice?
That is. Yes, that is.
I didn't know he had a radio voice like that. I was like, who is this guy?
The wonders of technology.
That's awesome. And so, Marco, what do you plan to do next with this?
So with this, keep working on the web series. I'm trying to now doing a 4-part web series that I'm going to be probably rendering in Omniverse to show the power of Omniverse and the quality there, but just the workflow, how fast things can happen. I actually do have a question for Richard. How far are we away from generative 3D motion? Like audio to gesture works, audio to face works, but what about I need a walk cycle and then he raises his hand? Da-da-da-da. How far are we away?
I mean, it's very hard. It's very hard to say in a definite way. I know that the generative AI is very, very big with NVIDIA. Both, we've released some preview tools, and we've got more in the pipeline. And I know we have a lot of very smart people working on some very smart technology. It's hard to say when, and we obviously don't release anything until we feel it's stable enough and it offers value. But yeah, I mean. As anything comes available, I promise Ed Marmite we can always try to preview what may be coming out soon. But we have to wait until there you go, the perfect timing. Yeah,
smooth.
We actually have a whole AI thing coming up at GTC. I'm sure they'll have some incredible examples of generative AI and full body motion capture with generative AI as well. So. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best place to get the latest in tech, for sure.
It's coming up quick, and we would love to see as many people out there from the community come and meet with us, hang out, go to the sessions. We got some really fun stuff planned. But don't worry, if you can't make it out there for one reason or another, we're going to try to do what we can to keep everybody updated live with some hybrid support. Virtual support, but that's coming up in just a few months. So if you haven't registered or checked out the page yet, it's a great time. Just go to nvidia.com/GTC. You'll be able to kind of learn about all the different speakers that are going to there, and the sessions are coming up. What's this, Richard? What do we do? You're going to actually talk about this, right? Rate reconstruction.
Yeah, I just want to mention this. This is very big. Some people may be aware of this, and some people maybe not. But you know, the smart guys at NVIDIA have figured out again how to even enhance the visual fidelity and the clarity of things even further. So we've had DLSS 3, now into 3.5, and built into that is a lot of amazing new AI and algorithms to super enhance the quality of your images. Not just the 3.0 was more about a lot of upscaling, but the 3.5 now actually has a lot of amazing algorithms that looks at your image and says, oh, I know how to make that better. I know how to make the shadows crisper, or the colors brighter, or the reflections clearer. So we've announced that for the studio driver for GeForce, and it's actually already in the current release of Composer. We don't call it out by name, but it is in there. So if you guys want to play around with it, it's called New Denoiser, and it's an option you can turn on or off in Composer, and you'll notice that when you turn it on, you get a lot more fidelity and a lot more clarity, and it's kind of a what I call a Coke Pepsi choice. It's whatever you feel works for you visually. But I think it's good, and I've been previewed to some of the latest updates coming down the pipe, and it's really going to boost people's fidelity way beyond the capabilities.
Awesome. Okay, well, everyone should definitely check that out. I posted a nice link in the chat, so check that out. For those who didn't, who missed it this morning, we had an Isaac Ross live stream. Isaac team had a big release just a few weeks ago, and they've been supporting the community by hosting a weekly live streams. They're going to take a break next week for the holiday. We're off on this live stream won't be next week either, but then the following week everyone will be back. So they're broadcasting at 8 a.m. on every Wednesday, and they're alternating between Isaac Sim and Isaac Ross. So you can catch the one you missed this morning up on YouTube. It's there now if you go to the live section on the NVIDIA Omniverse channel. But it was a lot of fun this morning. I had a lot of fantastic questions. Rafaela did a really great job. So check that out. It's up on YouTube right now, and check the ad event calendar to come to the next one. We're in the middle of the seasonal art challenge too. So if anyone out there wants to show off their Thanksgiving or their fall kind of artwork, we would love to see it. Just use the hashtag seasonal art challenge on social media, and feel free to tag at NVIDIA Omniverse. But we would love to see that and show it off and celebrate all the great work people are doing, leveraging OpenUSD and the workflow of all your favorite apps working together harmoniously. And then we also just released a new replicator. You didn't use replicator for your awesome warehouse scene, did you, Richard? That thing you did last night?
No, I didn't use it for that. But I know it's a great tool. I just use old school vanilla Composer.
Okay, we should show that off, but maybe I don't know if you want to bring it up. You could share your screen. Yeah. So check out the new replicator, just available now. And Marmoset tool bag. We've been talking to Deborah about this every week. 4.06, really big jump. Check that out. And the USD Learning Series has the latest update on custom schemas. So it's a great series by Aaron Luck on the YouTube channel. We definitely encourage people to check that out for the latest in USD goodness. It's been a very valuable series for everybody. So whether you're super familiar with USD or you're brand new to it, you'll be able to walk away with some good information on USD by that series. Okay, so back to the topic at hand. That was I tried to sneak in the news right there while you were leading up to GTC. But yeah, so this is really exciting. And so John, what's next for like you guys seem to be never stopping. What's next on your what's your focus?
I would say if you enjoy crowds, stay tuned. So
Ooh, that is awesome. I can't tell you how many times that we get that question on the Omniverse Discord server, which we're going to head to in a minute, everybody. So, but a crowd simulation, that's so exciting. So is that like a really undercover, confidential piece of news?
It won't be very long. So
okay. Awesome. As we heard it here first, everybody. Oh,
You
great.
kind of blew that, right?
I know. I'm gonna hit up like a dozen people after this live
Edmar's
stream.
trying to get somebody in trouble.
He's a VP. He can't get in trouble.
It's all good. It's all good. We beg for forgiveness anyway. So.
That's awesome. No, I know a bunch of people I'm gonna hit up right away. Crowd simulation has been huge, so that's fantastic. Really cool news. Okay, great. And then for if someone has not used Reallusion and they're just hearing about it for the first time today, tell everybody what's the first thing they should do. Obviously, go to Reallusion.
Well, definitely, yeah. Go to reallusion.com. You're going to find a few things. Get our hub. Get the trials. We've got some generous trials to be able to feel things out and understand how the tools work. But also importantly, along with the films and the tutorials that these fine folks make that are joining me today, we also have a learning resource section and a pretty robust YouTube channel that has lots of insight, webinars, tutorials, product trailers that'll give you really a glimpse as to what's up. But for characters, you want to get Character Creator to start building and creating them. For animation, it's all about iClone. And those two worlds come together real well, and then also spoke out to all the engines and locations along the metaverse that you want to take your content to, along with Omniverse. So definitely check it out. The ecosystem, it all brings it all together.
That's right. And then it's a good point. Jay Selena, Jay's Films, putting up regular content on his channel. Check that out. Marcom 3D, same. SNK, amazing content. Also, where are you working on next?
Just like John Martin said, the crowd system. How should I put this? It's I think I've had a bit of an early access. It's just something I guess everyone would love. It's
cool.
It's taking advantage of almost everything you like. If there's anything you want for crowd, you probably get it. If you've used the Motion Live system, then you'll be super excited about this one. So we are currently looking towards that.
Okay, awesome. All right, great. So everybody subscribe to all these great channels. Of course, Darth Angelus, when's your next episode coming out?
I'm still working on it. I haven't got a release date for it yet, but I'm hopeful it'll be before Christmas. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That would be a nice treat for everybody under the tree. Vanessa, what you got going on next?
Let me unmute it. So should I share my screen? Present?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Share screen. Okay. Should I share? Chrome tab. Can I share all Chrome tabs at once?
I don't. I think you can if you share the screen, right?
Screen or share a particular tab.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got it. Sorry, I was just sharing entire screen. And then just to introduce a little bit, here is my page at the NVIDIA AI Art Gallery. So if you want to see the work, have a better idea of what it is, you can just access it. It has an experience, which is a video. It's a short film explaining a little bit of this Little Martians universe. In it, I talk about how all the data we create eventually feeding a simulation that I call the human memorial, like many years into the future, everything that we are, it keeps existing in a simulation accessible for future generations. So we're all leaving so much data about ourselves that it's possible to reconstruct a person's life. So now I'm going in a bit of a different direction. I've been thinking more in terms of a human imaginarium other than memorial, like the idea that if we leave so much data about ourselves, it's also possible to reconstruct our imagination. So it's as if even if our lives are transient, our imagination is potentially infinite. So you can have endless variations of a person's life. You can have endless way of perceiving it, understanding, or like even extending not only what a person really lived, but also the things they would like to have lived. So I'm very interested in like AI and sci-fi and like how to use simulations to create all sort of storytelling experiments. So in the NVIDIA website, there is also the process, like from real sculptures to using voice models, using audio to face, I use a lot of 3D scans of my sculptures, but also of real spaces that I visit. So most of them I just do with my cell phone, either LiDAR, NERFs, or photogrammetry. I do a combination of different techniques. And at the end, in the credits of the animation, we have a StyleGAN 3, which is kind of an older model that creates animations, creates outputs based on a specific kind of data set. So a little bit about me, but otherwise, like if you want to know more about the project, you can just enter littlemartians.world. So I have a Substack, I have gallery. So in the Substack, I talk more about the concepts and the process. And now what I've been developing is this thing of talking to a little Martian. So you can just choose one of them. This is optimized for cell phone. That's why it's all like vertical screen right now. This is still in beta, but pretty much what it does is that you can just ask whatever you want to a character. Can you tell me about the human imaginarium? And each one of them will have different answers, and they will also have voice. So it's a GPT, it's GPT-4 with a custom prompt that gives a personality, gives a background to the character, and then 11 labs for voice generation. And the application was developed by my partner, Jean Kogan. So here.
Very cool. I don't think we're not hearing the audio, but I'm.
Oh, you're not
probably
getting the audio? Oh no.
Yeah, probably
Oh,
because of
that's weird.
StreamYard. That's okay, but we see the text.
Oh, I think the audio is coming to my
Oh,
earphones.
okay.
That's it.
That's okay.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
great though.
Oh, okay. Sorry. There is audio to it too. Anyway, so you can also see other memories like of previous interactions. And that's been mostly of what we are interested in. Let me stop presenting. Pretty much like how to create more applications to make interactive characters and to populate metaverse at some point with this talking being. So I already have at least 2 metaverses created with the Little Martians characters. So far, they are on Arium.xyz. But Arium, like, I know the founders, one of the founder left, so they're not developing anymore. So I'm gonna have to change to Spatial. Spatial says that they do plan to have interactive characters at some point, like building a pipeline for that. But I think it's still gonna take a little bit longer until this is very accessible. But so far, we are mostly experimenting with the storytelling, how to create multiple characters, how to have different forms of interactions with them. So really like designing this story with the GPT model. So it's not only like trying to imagine what is this sci-fi world, like, well, who are these little Martians? Who are these floating characters? Like at first, like I started with the sculptures and then I had to develop the story. I was just like making these sculptures for a long, like I started in the pandemic. That would be I do whole presentations just on this sci-fi world. But now I'm excited to think of them also as seeds for future life. So what if like we have these little seeds that are like as if they're like old spirits from Earth too. They've always been there. Like they're like the Kodamas in Japan or the Ishibu and some of the Amazonian indigenous and many others. And so they are like these seeds of life that safeguard assimilation, that keeps our memories from life, from Earth accessible, or our imagination accessible, but then they spread elsewhere. So like I'm making more and more animations and developing the techniques to give life to this world. And I'm always very interested in this concept of embody AI, actually having the sculptures. Because one thing is that with AI, it also becomes so easy to do multiple infinite characters that if you want to give value to one, I feel like having a body, having like a physical manifestation makes it stronger. And then I like to play that maybe it's like not that different from, you know, like people going to a temple back in the day and praying to a sculpture that represented an entity that lived in another dimension. It's like we can play with these concepts in a contemporary fashion of like we're creating this entities that, well, AI pretty much is collective consciousness, right? It's collective intelligence, fooling like different manifestations of them. And I really like the idea of AI assisting us to live better, trying to help us imagine futures we would live in. So that's kind of where I've been heading.
Incredible. I think your work is so compelling. I can't wait to to watch what you do next. And you've actually gone to physical spaces also, right? You've shown your stuff off, and most recently, not too long ago, right?
Yeah, I've been doing a few exhibitions. I've done one in a space in New York called Regency, another one at Bright Moments Gallery in Los Angeles. I was recently at a castle in France called Fay Castle doing a residency with a lot of pioneers in AI and crypto art, and I was showing the work there. But I mostly like gathering momentum to do a bigger installation for the Bombay Beach Biennale. It's a big festival in California next year, and Mars College, which is this, well, it's another long story. It's a long experiment. I'm one of the organizers with friends. We do an off-grid community in the middle of the desert, and it's like a low-cost, high-tech environment to like living off-grid and experimenting with like communal organization, dealing with the weather. Like we have to install solar panels. We kind of built like a little autonomous village, and we're experimenting educational models and a lot of sci-fi. And
Yeah.
that's a lot of where the project comes from.
Very cool. Yeah, Renan said it. I was thinking at Burning Man, the next generation of Burning Man. That sounds very cool, though. Yeah, and keep us up to date on that, because I'm sure it'd be really fascinating to follow, and we can promote that. And Jay, what are you working on next?
Just chilling, man.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
All right. So you're on
No,
vacation?
I mean, no, I got, you know me, man. I got like 5 projects going on at the same time. It's just testing out some cool stuff.
All right, so we'll have to follow your channel to find out what you're working on with these 5 projects. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming on. Really fascinating discussion. I love the show and tell. Jinwan, for any developers out there who want to kind of explore this a little further, and Maxine or otherwise, where's the best place for them to go?
Yes, you can reach out to Maxine Early Access website and request access, and we will be happy to share.
Okay, cool. If everyone needs help, you can always come to the Omniverse forums, where our official support and our community manager right here, Richard, manages. And if you want to chat with other users of the technology, you can hang out in our Omniverse Discord. I know we went over because there was so much goodness, but I'm going to go to Discord now. If anyone wants to come join me from the panel, please come. We're going to go to community room number 1. If anyone watching wants to chat with us, please come over. We're at discord.gg/NVIDIA Omniverse. This has been a really fascinating discussion, and honored to have each of you here. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see what each of you do next, truly. So thank you very much. We will see everybody else after the holiday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.